There is a moment that doesn't feel important while it's happening. No shock, no drama, no clear beginning. It arrives quietly. Later, you struggle to explain when things changed, because on the surface they didn't. Life kept moving, people kept talking. Days continued to stack up like they always had, and yet something inside you stepped out of sync. Not broken, not lost, just slightly out of phase. Most people never talk about this moment because there's no language for it. But once it happens, you begin to sense something unsettling. You're no longer fully inside your life. You're also watching it. This shift doesn't feel like detachment. You still care, you still feel emotion, you still engage, but the pull is gone. The need to react, the urgency to explain yourself, the impulse to chase outcomes, they soften. You notice how predictable conversations are, how often people repeat the same emotional loops, how outcomes reveal themselves long before they arrive. And what's strange is this: you're not judging it, you're observing it, almost as if you've stepped one row back in a theatre and can suddenly see the whole stage. This isn't withdrawal, it's repositioning. We're taught that change happens outwardly first. A job, a relationship, a crisis. Then we adjust internally. But what if sometimes it happens in reverse? What if awareness moves ahead of circumstance? Not to control anything, not to warn you, just to arrive early. This creates a strange experience. You feel patient for no reason. You stop forcing answers. You lose interest in rushing ahead. Not because you're stuck, but because you already sense where things are going. This is deeply unsettling for people who equate certainty with control, because this certainty comes without explanation. People often call this déjà vu, but that word doesn't fit. Déjà vu suggests repetition, images, moments replayed. This is different. This is recognition without recall. You don't remember scenes, you remember feelings. You recognize emotional endings before stories finish. You sense which paths are complete even while you're still walking them. And this leads to a quiet internal conflict. If you haven't lived this yet, why does it feel so known? Why does anticipation disappear? Why does fear lose its grip? Most people rush to explain this experience away. They label it boredom, burnout, dissociation, spiritual awakening, midlife reflection. But labels flatten things. They close doors instead of opening them. Because once you label an experience, you stop listening to it. And this experience isn't asking to be explained. It's asking to be noticed. The moment you try to force meaning onto it, it retreats. Like a thought you almost remember, but lose the second you reach for it. Here's a thought rarely explored. Time doesn't move evenly through us. Our bodies lag, our habits lag, our identities lag. But awareness is fluid, it stretches, it compresses, it sometimes moves ahead. When that happens, you experience misalignment, not confusion, stillness. a sense that something is unfolding without requiring your interference. This is why forcing action feels wrong right now. This is why waiting feels natural, even when you don't know what you're waiting for. When awareness shifts first, the changes that follow don't look dramatic. They look ordinary. You stop explaining yourself, you stop chasing validation, you stop investing energy where it leaks away. No announcement, no bold declaration, just quiet redirection. And here's the unsettling part. From the outside, nothing looks different, but from the inside, everything is already changing. There is a version of you that already knows this, not because it's wiser, not because it's superior, but because it's standing slightly ahead, waiting without urgency. And the reason this phase feels so subtle is because it isn't meant to wake you up. It's meant to let you catch up. In the next video, I want to explore something rarely discussed. What happens when people rush past this moment, and why so many later describe the same quiet sense of loss without ever knowing what slipped by them. Not loudly, not tragically, just softly.